In the 134-year history of Phillies baseball, only one player has hit more home runs. 1,572 games into his Phillies career, he has left a powerful impact on his team, on this city, and with its fans. His swing, his success, and his smile will never be forgotten. Today, we say thank you. On a day when the players and fans say goodbye to the 2016 season, we also pay tribute to a big piece of so many successful seasons. It's the Phillies and Mets one final time as Acme Markets presents Weekends with Schmidt. Well, he burst onto the scene back in 2005 with his National League Rookie of the Year season. He followed it up in 2006 as the National League MVP, but he was just getting started. A three-time All-Star and Home Run Derby champion, and of course, a World Series champion in 2008. A two-time Major League Baseball home run leader is Ryan Howard, and the National League Championship Series MVP in 2009. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Phillies Baseball. I'm Greg Murphy, along with Mike Schmidt and Ben Davis, and we say goodbye to the 2016 season today, but we also pay tribute, well, to the guy right in the middle of all of it, number 6, Ryan Howard. Ben, so many memories, probably too many to mention, but you remember a couple of things.
I remember a few things. I'm sure a lot of the fans out there have one specific thing that Ryan Howard did in his career throughout his tenure here in Philadelphia. I could not do that. What I think about is that right there, the sweet swing and then walking out of the box. He had such a saunter to him. He could do no wrong here in Philadelphia for a lot of years. But that is the one specific thing that I will always remember, that sweet swing, him watching it, the acknowledgement that, man, that was a good swing there. And it's just something he's done throughout his career, acknowledging the dugout there in a game winner. There's really nothing he hasn't done in the city of Philadelphia, and I think the fans today really will acknowledge that.
I think it's going to be a terrific day. Certainly, I think the fans are up to the task. Yes, he did that 382 times. 548, well, Mike Schmidt has that number, followed by Del Ennis and Pat Burrell, but Ryan Howard is right there at number 3. Well, that guy with 548 home runs is here today, and Mike, you know, you more than anybody else in Phillies history can really put into perspective what Ryan Howard has gone through in his career, both the good and the bad here in Philadelphia, because in a lot of ways, you went through something similar.
Well, I did, Murph, but when you're talking about retiring, possibly walking away from the game and the game you loved and played your entire life, it can be very emotional. I can tell you, when people ask me what I remember most about my career, you know, it's not one of the rings. It's not a stat. It's not a, something I achieved. It's the time when after I retired, when a lot of my teammates hugged me and said they loved me and liked being with me, and that they learned something from me, and that I was a good family man and a good teammate. And I know that's happening to Ryan Howard this weekend. He's also getting to see how much the fans appreciated what he did here. The run he had through the 2008 World Series, I watched it all on TV, and I'll tell you what, I've never seen a guy dominate so much during a period of time. Unfortunately, for injuries or whatever, Ryan's career didn't continue at that rate, but he was still a great slugger and still is a great slugger. I can tell you this, he's just going to be very emotional this weekend, and I'm looking forward to watching today, reminiscing about his career and him as a man. I consider him a great friend, and I'm looking forward to today.
I think we all are looking forward today and have been for quite some time. Mike, thank you for that perspective. Well, he has hit 382 home runs in a Phillies uniform, 25 of them this year. What does he have in store for us today? Well, that remains to be seen. We've got Phillies lineups and the first pitch of the final game of the season coming up right after this. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank. The next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a Citizen, and by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Afternoon, Ryan Howard presents the lineup card to the umpires before the game, along with Mets manager Terry Collins and the umpire staff. And everybody, well, they want a picture, and why not? It is a terrific day here in Philadelphia as the 2016 season comes to a close. You see Ryan Howard, perhaps in his final game in a Phillies uniform, going out to first base, greeting the fans that are out there here on this Sunday afternoon. So a perfect day with the fans here in Philadelphia as we take a look at the Mets starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And here is the Mets lineup for today. Curtis Granderson will lead off and play center field, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera, Jay Bruce batting third, Lucas Duda batting fourth, playing first base, Kelly Johnson, Michael Conforto, Eric Campbell playing third today, Kevin Plawecki and Gabriel Ynoa will do the pitching, and they will face Phillies right-hander Jared Eichhoff with a record of 11-14 on the season, an ERA of 3.72, and he has been a horse for the Phillies all season long.
He's been excellent, making all the starts that they've asked him to make this season. 3.72 overall ERA. Against these Mets, a very good ERA, 2.84, but not much run support. That's why you see the number at 1-4. Great hook. He'll sit at about 91 miles an hour.
And of course, most of the story today will center around that guy down there at first base. As this game is underway and the first pitch from Jared Eichhoff sails outside for a ball, it is 1-0. Eichhoff works quickly, working against Curtis Granderson. And that pitch is hit in the air, line drive to center field. Odubel Herrera is there and makes the catch. One down. So it brings us to the Nissan keys to the game. Well, we've got one key today, guys.
Yeah, it sure is. Something about Ryan Howard, probably. Well, let's hope he goes out with a bang. Let's hope the Phillies win the ball game. Ryan gets a couple of knocks, makes a good play, gets taken out of the game maybe in the 6th inning, 7th inning, 5th, something like that, to a standing ovation.
I think
How's that for a
all
key?
of that could happen and probably will happen. As another line drive to center field. Herrera to his left and catches that one. Cabrera is the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first.
Be a lot of that in this game, Benny. Probably a lot of early swinging fastballs, kind of like a spring training game.
Yeah, last day of spring training. Get on that plane.
The airplane is warming up. So the third batter of the inning for the Mets is Jay Bruce, batting .250, 33 home runs and 99 RBIs in total on the year for Jay Bruce. First pitch to him is over for a strike.
And you know what? They're going to do everything they can to get this Jay Bruce 1 more RBI in this game.
Yeah, why not? Sitting at 99.
I tell you what, I'd if it took 4 or 5 at bats, I'd be in there for the whole game if I was sitting on 99.
That is that magical number for sure. Comes to RBIs. Eichhoff working quickly. The 1-1 pitch. It's popped foul, so it's 1-2 now to Jay Bruce.
Oh, nice backhanded, barehanded, drinking the right hand play.
An early contender for the fans' plays of the year in 2017, I guess. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Jared Eichhoff takes to the mound and has very little trouble with the Mets lineup 1, 2, and 3. So we will head to the bottom of the first. The Phil's coming up. Here in the bottom of the first is Tommy Joseph with his arm around Ryan Howard, man of the hour, having a conversation. Ryan Howard batting 5th today, so might see him here in the bottom of the first. We'll see what the Phils can do with this starting lineup. It is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Cesar Hernandez will lead off and play second base. Jimmy Paredes is out there in left field batting second. Odubel Herrera, Maikel Franco, and Ryan Howard there in the 5th spot. Cameron Rupp will do the catching, followed by Andres Blanco at short, Aaron Altera in right, and the pitcher is Jared Eichhoff. And they will be facing Mets right-hander Gabriel Ynoa, who they've seen already this season. And Ynoa's ready to go. First pitch to Cesar Hernandez is butted in front of the plate. Throw from Plawecki is in time for the first out.
Well, good idea, Cesar, except you need to get it down the third baseline. Yeah. I think he was trying to. I mean, I think got caught in between a little bit there, whether to take it with him or go to third with it. I think he wanted to go to third with it.
There you see the numbers on Gabriel Ynoa. His 3rd start.
Scouting report, very good arms at about 94 miles an hour. It's basically fastball slider. He will mix in a changeup and a curveball, but that fastball is the one you hit. 345 opposition batting average against that heater.
Well, the batter is Jimmy Paredes. He takes that first pitch over for a strike. Ground ball over the head of Ynoa. Cabrera has it, fires across the diamond for the second out. Nice play by Asdrubal Cabrera.
Good play. Those guys make those plays on the run nowadays like nothing. Used to be tough plays when I played.
I've seen you make a couple of those plays over the years.
Well, they're so much more adept at fielding balls. You watch it here, short hops, one-hand balls, backhands right in front of them. I will say the fields are a little better now than they were 30 years ago, but they're surely good at the one-hand play nowadays.
Odubel Herrera will step in, batting .287 on the season, his 15 home runs at 49 RBIs. Back up the middle as well, but Cabrera shaded that way. Throw over to first, 6-3 goes to the put out. Just a 6-pitch inning for Gabriel Ynoa, and we're through one, no score. Phillies baseball is with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, game day, scores, StatCasts, live radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat on your favorite devices right now. We'll start the top of the second. No score here in Philadelphia. Nice crowd on hand. Fan Appreciation Day, the final game of this 2016 season. Lucas Duda steps in, face Jared Eichhoff, takes that first pitch over for a strike. See Duda's numbers on the year, .235, 7 home runs. He turns on that one and hits it in the air to right field. Aaron Altera heading over to the corner, and he'll run out of room. That one is hooked foul, so a long strike to Lucas Duda. It is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-2. From the windup, the 1-2 pitch. It's a little bit inside and low. 2-2 now to Lucas Duda. We've talked about how good Eichhoff has been all season. Had a chance for 200 innings. That was cut short by the rain in Atlanta. He was only able to get through 4 innings in his last start. He could get to 200 if he were to go the distance today, but that is unlikely on the last game of the year. But still, it's been every time they've handed him the baseball, he's gone out there and given them a chance to win virtually every single time.
I know this is game 162. You might think, it's just this day is just for Ryan Howard. Jared Eichhoff in the video room today preparing himself.
Duda swings through that one, so the second strikeout for Jared Eichhoff on the afternoon of the first out of the inning. Well, guys, yesterday, the Mets and the Phils, and well, a lot on the line for the Mets as Aaron Altera at the plate, and the final out is recorded for the New York Mets, and for the second straight season, they are headed to the postseason as they clinched a wild card spot here in Philadelphia. You never like to see that, the celebration in your own ballpark.
Well, you know, they're headed to the postseason, yeah, but it's one game.
Yeah.
It's better not going to the postseason.
That is true. They do. They'll host a wild card game on Wednesday, still awaiting their opponent, as that one is served into center field. Odubel Herrera coming in, and they'll make the catch. Billy Johnson is retired. Well, you never like to see a team celebrating on your home field, but you can learn a lot from it, perhaps, Leslie Goodell, right?
Yeah, there were several Phillies players, Murph, that were in the dugout watching the celebration. Among them was Tommy Joseph, and he said it's the first time he's ever watched a team clinch before. He said it looked like fun, and he wants to be part of that in the future. He said you could see the joy and accomplishment in their faces, and I asked him what set them apart from this Phillies team, and he said they just always grind it out. There is no easy out in that lineup. Tyler Goodell was out there also, his brother Eric, playing for the Mets, and he said, of course, he was happy for him, but wants it to be on this side of the field. And he said they had their ups and downs this year, but they always fought back, and they never got out of it. They always figured that they had the ability to win, and so they kept at it. He said that's a really great lesson for any team to learn, that if you fall behind or you look like you're falling back in the race, never give up, because you can get out of it the way the Mets did.
Yeah, they certainly have had their share of issues this year. Thank you, Leslie. And you know, injuries certainly were a big part of the Mets season, but here they sit with one game left to play in the postseason. As I mentioned, they'll host that game at Citi Field on Wednesday. It'll be against either the Giants or the Cardinals. We don't know whom yet, but Noah Syndergaard will be starting for them. They were able to not have to use him today to get into the postseason, so all kind of working out well for Terry Collins and the Mets. Michael Conforto is the batter. It's 3-1 is the count to him, working against Jared Eichhoff.
And nice to have Noah Syndergaard in your stable.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Now it's over for a strike. It's 3-2. Yeah, it couldn't have worked out really any better for them. They're able to rest him. He'll throw a bullpen today, so Terry Collins, and he'll be ready to go strong on Wednesday. Count is full to Conforto. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So the third strikeout for Jared Eichhoff, and we are headed to the bottom of the second. Stay with us.
Powering drive, deep right center field has got a chance, and it's out of here. First major league home run for Ryan Howard, and he crushed it over 400 feet.
That was our timeless moment, brought to you by Coors Banquet, and what a timeless moment it was. His first home run happened back in 2004, one of just 2 home runs he hit in the big leagues that year. Well, we know what has happened since then. How many times have we heard Harry Kalas call a home run by Ryan Howard, or Tom McCarthy, or Scott Fransky? And each one has been very, very special. As we begin the bottom of the second inning, Maikel Franco is the batter. He takes that first pitch a little outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Maikel Franco with 25 home runs this year as well. First third baseman for the Phils to do that since Scott Rowland did it back in 2001. Takes that pitch inside for a ball. It's 2-0. Ground ball to the right side, and that's going to find a hole. So that'll be a base hit for Maikel Franco, and he is aboard, and that will bring up Ryan Howard.
Well, never mind. We'll talk about Maikel Franco in a minute.
For the Phillies, number 6, first baseman Ryan Howard.
So the first at bat this afternoon for the big piece, Ryan Howard, as he steps in. He tipped his cap to the crowd, who were all on their feet, and he swings at the first pitch, fouls it at the plate, so it's 0-1 to Ryan Howard. And if you weren't with us in the pregame, guys, what a celebration, a tribute to Ryan Howard. It was emotional, it was exciting, it was a lot of fun to watch him being honored before the game.
Just awesome.
The 0-1 pitch. It's outside for a ball. It's 1-1.
And it was well deserved.
382 career home runs for Ryan Howard, all in a Phillies uniform. As Maikel Franco leads off first. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2 now to Howard.
Phillies fans here anticipating the big blow here. You know, they'd like to see a home run, as everybody would. It's amazing how respectful and knowledgeable our fans can actually be when the time is right for it.
1-2 pitch, swings and hits that one foul out of play. So it remains 1-2. Yeah, you're so right, Mike. You can feel the energy, obviously, in the building today, as many of these folks are here to see Ryan Howard. Franco leads off first. Count is 1-2. Howard. 1-2 pitch. Going to miss, so he got it. So Howard is a strikeout victim. But the fans are still going to give him his moment. And we'll see Ryan Howard again throughout the rest of this game, so he's going to have his chances. But that's the first out here in the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up Cameron Rupp.
Well, he's saving the best for later. And by the way, Maikel Franco just hit him a little ground ball away from the shift.
Yeah.
Keep that 250 batting average alive. I was looking up there, you know, each guy comes up and I'm kind of looking at, well, what's he got going statistically today? And I saw 250 for Maikel, and he made sure that's going to happen.
255 for Cameron Rupp, who swings at the first pitch, lines that one into right field. Bruce is after it, and he makes the catch. So 2 outs now here in the second. Franco retreats to first. Yeah, there's a couple of guys with an opportunity. Franco also sits on 25 home runs, as does Ryan Howard for the season.
Andre's playing for Freddie Galvis. I guess we're not going to see Freddie now. He's done for the season, but we must recognize what a great year Freddie had.
Absolutely. Defensively, second to none. Offensively, he had his moments. Certainly, 20 home runs is nothing to sneeze at for Freddie Galvis. First pitch to Blanco is outside and low for a ball. It's 1-0.
I walked in with Freddie from the parking lot this morning, and he was talking about his leg. He says it's getting better. He just, once it gets warmed up, he's okay. But he said he did it on that bunt the other night. He had been feeling it for about a week, and he said really that the change in climate really is what affected him the most.
about that as that ball's hit on the ground and into the outfield in the right field. And that's a base hit for Andres Blanco. So 2 runners on with 2 outs for Aaron Altair. Yeah, it's a shame that Freddie couldn't finish the season on the field because, as we talked about on Friday night, just how durable he had been all season long, and was a guy that virtually every single night Pete Mechanic could write down in the lineup. But Mike, your point is a good one. It was certainly a good season for Freddie Galvis, fun to watch. Well, 2 on and 2 outs. Aaron Altair will step in.
Hope somebody told this guy what a good hitter Eichhoff is in the on-deck circle and get Aaron some fastballs.
Got one there. And
Ben, you know, it's funny. Aaron's got some work to do in the offseason. I'm sure he's not happy with his showing while up here. He's much too good of an athlete. A lot of check swings, you know, a lot of his bat coming forward. You know, this last month as I've been watching him.
He hits that one in the air straight up in the infield. Plawecki has the mask off due to coming down for first, but Plawecki will make the catch. So Aaron Altair pops up to the catcher, and that's the final out of the inning. A couple of hits for the Phils, but nothing to show for it. We'll head to the 3rd. It's a trivia question, guys. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. The question, guys, what 2 Phillies share the record for most home runs hit at home in one season? That answer will be revealed later in the game. Home runs at home in one season. 2 guys hold that record for the Phils. As we start the top of the 3rd.
They're tied?
They are tied, yep. And Eric Campbell will be the batter for the Mets. First pitch to Campbell is outside for a ball. Campbell batting just .183 on the season with 1 home run, 9 RBIs. Gets the start at third base today for Jose Reyes, which is outside for a ball.
No, it's early in this ball game, but I really like Jared Eichhoff's slider today. He's able to get Conforto to end the last inning on that slider, and that was a good one there. I don't know how Campbell laid off it.
Well, he lines that one foul, so it's 2-1 to Campbell. There's Terry Collins giving a couple of guys, you know, some chances today to start, but a couple of his starters in there as well. As you see, he's just the 3rd manager in Mets history to lead the team to 2 postseason appearances, not even straight. So Johnson and Valentine both did it as well. He's done a good job with this Mets team this year, for sure. Count is 3-1 to Campbell. Ground ball. Maikel Franco has it. He's up, throws across. What a play by Maikel Franco. And that is the first out of the inning Well, we've talked about Freddie Galvis's defense. Pete Mackanin talked today about the improved defense by Maikel Franco. He has made plays like that all season long.
Yeah, that was a great play. Laying out fully. Nice hop. There was a bullet, and Ryan Howard with a nice little stretch there into the runner. That's where you need that left-handed first baseman. And if this doesn't prove to you that they come to play today, nothing will.
That's right. Ryan is pumped up about it as well. So that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Kevin Plawecki, the catcher. He takes that first pitch from Eickhoff over for a strike.
It's funny how they say, play every game like it might be your last.
It's pretty good advice.
And I don't know. I've seen a lot of smiles on Ryan Howard's face today, and the guys are having some fun out there.
You gotta have fun. It's a game.
That's right.
The atmosphere. Maybe it was the ceremony before the game, or maybe it's the importance of the game to Ryan, and nice crowd, nice atmosphere.
Great crowd.
Well, lots of folks over the past couple weeks have been chiming in on Ryan Howard. How about Jimmy Rollins on Ryan Howard? It's our Geico quote of the day. During our run, we leaned on him many times for clutch home runs, and we found ways to deliver. Ryan never stopped working to better himself in his craft, whether it was getting to the field early for extra defensive work or finding that sweet home run stroke. He was more than just a power hitter. He was a great teammate. That by Jimmy Rollins, and it's certainly nice to hear from the guys back in that 2008 time period. And Ryan talked about his teammates, both present and past, during the ceremony today. Ryan got very emotional when doing that, talking about the fans here in Philadelphia, talking about his teammates. 1-1 pitch to Inoa is
Tag him.
fair ball.
Just like last night.
Yeah, exactly. 2 in a row. We've
Two
seen.
unassisted for 2 nights in a row.
Well, camera up. He knows exactly what he's doing back there. He pops up, tags the runner. Inoa wasn't going anywhere, so we're through 2.5.
Has grown with all of you. On behalf of my teammates, I want to thank you guys for coming out, supporting us all year. I know it's been up and down and crazy, but these guys have really worked their butts off to try to be the best that they can each day and each night coming out here on this field. So my teammates, I salute you.
Well, we mentioned the emotion before the game. Ryan Howard, he had said a couple of days ago he didn't know if he would be emotional today. Well, he certainly was as Eickhoff swings at the first pitch. He was, and it was a great moment as he talked to the fans directly. He talked to his teammates directly. And what a moving moment that was, Leslie Goodell. And you know what? Well deserved. It was a lot of fun to be a part of.
Well, that's exactly why everyone thinks he's such a great teammate, because it's about the whole team. It's never been about Ryan Howard, and he walked into the dugout after the ceremony and made a point of hugging each and every one of his teammates. I asked Cody Ashley if he got emotional at all during the ceremony, and he said a little bit. And I asked Tommy Joseph the same thing, and he said, as soon as they started playing Mariah Carey's Hero, I lost it. So the teammates all feeling the love for Ryan Howard today. And so are those who aren't here with us today. Charlie Manuel had a prior commitment he's had for some time, so he wasn't able to be in here. But he did have this to say about Ryan. He said, Ryan Howard was our big piece. It would have been hard to accomplish everything we did, winning a World Series, without him. We played to get him to the plate. He was capable of producing big, and he was consistent. He was a great teammate, and he is a winner. I wish him all the luck in the world, and I'll always be in his corner. I also heard from Charles Barkley, another great athlete in Philadelphia history, and he said, watching Ryan Howard has been an honor. He has been a fantastic player, but more importantly, a wonderful man. Thank you, Ryan Howard. That from Charles Barkley today. And, you know, it's not a surprise. Everybody says the same thing about him and what a great teammate he is and how he has stayed the same. He's the same guy now as he was when he first came up. You know, we've covered his whole career, and I can't think of another player that has consistently stayed the same person throughout their career, and Ryan Howard's managed to do that.
Yeah, that might be, Leslie, the ultimate compliment for a player, and he certainly has. As here's the moment that Leslie was talking about after he came off the field, after addressing the fans and his teammates. He came off and, as Leslie said, giving everybody a hug. So it was cool, and we'll talk more about it as the day goes on, as Jimmy Paredes lays that one down. Nice pick by Lucas Duda. Cesar Hernandez, who singled, will move up to second. So with 2 outs, runner on second for the Phils, and batter will be Odubel Herrera. You see Odubel.
A couple interesting things there. Jimmy Paredes with a 1-out bunt for base hit try. Didn't quite get it past the pitcher. Cesar a nice single to right field.
All you had to do is get to the right of the pitcher. I know it's easier said than done, but with that shift on, Paredes could have walked to first base.
Well, he does get Hernandez up into scoring position, and Odubel Herrera will step in with 2 outs. First pitch swinging, fouls it to the Phillies dugout, so 0-1 to Herrera. No sacrifice for Paredes on that. So the putout goes 1-3.
Would that be because there was just kind of a hint of kind of like, you know, a little swing or something, as opposed to?
Yeah, I guess they felt like he wasn't giving himself up completely. Thought maybe base hit. Foul back. It's 0-2. Well, guys, today's lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Stacy Lundy from Chester, Pennsylvania. The Phillies hit a home run in this game. Stacy will win $400. McDonald's Mix and Match any 2 for just $2.50 on McDonald's McPick 2 menu.
Good luck, Stacy.
Those those cutouts were handed out today as fans came into the ballpark. Creative use for those Ryan Howard cutouts. 0-2 pitch to Herrera. He breaks his bat, and that's going to be a tough play. And well, that's going to be a base hit for Odubel Herrera as he breaks his bat. It rolls up the third base line, and now runners are safe on the corners. Well, Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. By McDonald's Mix and Match any 2 for just $2.50 on McDonald's McPick 2 menu, and by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. So 2 outs and runners on first and third, and Del Franco is the batter. Odubel Herrera's had a lot of base hits this year, guys, but we'll write that one down as a line drive to center field, right?
Yes, you will.
So Franco, who singled in his first at bat, steps in, and he hits that one in the left field for a base hit. So a run will score, Little two-out lightning for the Phils, and they lead it 1-0.
A single to left field. First pitch, slider hanging over the middle of the plate. Maikel Franco 2 for 2.
2 for 2 is Franco, and that will bring up Ryan Howard once again. Now, fans are certainly enjoying being part of this moment here on Fan Appreciation Day, showing their appreciation for Ryan Howard. He'll step into the box for his second at bat. He struck out in his only other at bat this afternoon. Runners lead off first and second. First pitch hit on the ground to the right side, and that's a fair ball, so Duda will pick it up, step on the bag, and that's the final out of the inning. So Phils are able, though, to get a run across on Maikel Franco's RBI single, and we head to the top of the fourth. Phillies with a 1-0 lead. Ryan Howard today, paying tribute to Ryan Howard today, but the Major League Baseball saying goodbye to Vin Scully. 67 years behind the microphone for the Dodgers, of course, in the Hall of Fame. Only 32 times did he win the Sportscaster of the Year in California, just 32 times. And you guys both played games in Dodger Stadium and then against the Dodgers, and had Vin Scully call your games. You know, simply one of the best, if not the best of all time.
Well, you know, occasionally he'd wander around the batting cage pregame, and you actually got to talk to him, and you'd hear his voice, and you go, that's the same voice that I hear on TV, on radio, game of the week for a lot of years. Did, you know, other sports. Vin Scully, I'm telling you, the all-time unbelievable announcers. Those guys, and Harry, Kim, they're the go-between between what the players and what we see on the field and the fans. They paint the picture. Vin plays the game does the games by himself, right?
Yeah, still does. Yeah. Age 89, still does the games by himself. You're right. I mean, guys like Vin Scully and Harry Callis and Harry Carey, and you know, the great announcers that have come through. Check swing, no swing.
Imagine what he must have in that memory book.
Oh. Remarkable, really. The count is full to Curtis Granderson here in the top of the fourth. 3-2 pitch.
Oh, here we go.
Get upstairs for a ball. So Curtis Granderson is the first base runner for the Mets. And, you know, guys, as we welcome you into the booth here, it's, you know, so many great things to talk about today as we finish up the season. And, you know, we can't lose fact that we're finishing up the 2016 season for the Phillies and what lays ahead for them. But, you know, you think about what we saw pregame with Ryan Howard and talking about Vince Scully. The game of baseball provides so many magical moments, and you think back to it's just why we all love the game as much as we do, and why everybody here who's come out here to spend their Sunday afternoon once again in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. It's why they're here.
It happens every day from early April to early October. It's there for you all the time. It's one of the, when I retired, one of the things I look. It's one of the things I look forward to every day now. Are the Phillies playing tonight? Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can always count on a Phillies game. What's on TV tonight? Well, the Phillies are on, right? And you can tape it. You can watch it next morning. I mean, it's just part of your existence in the summertime. Yeah. And think of people like my grandmother, who used to sit with her transistor radio next to her ear the entire summer. And when I'd see her, she'd tell me what Pete Rose did yesterday. Transistor radio, right? But she depended on baseball being there every day.
Yeah, and you know, Ben, it's obviously been a huge part of your life, you know, here in the Philadelphia area. And then after you get drafted out there in California, and you have a couple of teams that you played for. And I know what a fan you are too. You're watching a baseball game virtually every day, as Mike points out, because it's always there for you. That's beautifully said, Mike. It's always there for you.
And I get mad when there's off days. I don't have anything to watch tonight.
It's the truth.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I just my passion for the game, it seems to grow actually every day, and I love it. That's why I know it's the best game there is. And
you like the smells, right?
Yeah,
I do.
And the sounds.
I do.
Smells.
You got your pine tar.
Oh yeah.
You got your hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I always said pine tar should be a cologne. My wife, she disagrees with me, but yeah, it's everything about the ballpark and the sounds and the sights, and it's weird because you think 162 games. Oh my gosh, it's so long, right?
Yeah,
and it's at times it does, and then you get to game 162, and it's like, oh wait, it's over?
Yeah,
it's over? Yeah. No,
it's remarkable how quickly this season went, if you ask me. As Jay Bruce fouls that one over the Mets dugout.
Well, some teams will have 20 some more games to go.
Yeah.
You never want it to end on game 162. Don't forget, they play 25 to 30 in spring training.
Correct.
That's right.
You don't get to choose your friends either. They tell you who your friends are going to be for the next 7 months, right?
That's Larry Anderson came into the office today and said, hey, we could choose our friends starting tomorrow. As a throw from Cameron Rupp down there at second base gets the pinch runner Juan Lagares trying to steal. So that is the second out down there. He checked in for Curtis Granderson after his walk, and he is a victim of Cameron Rupp and that right arm. So 2 outs now here in the top of the 4th.
It's a very good pitch to throw on. Cameron gets to his feet quickly and fires a strike.
Not a very good pitch for a hit and run, if that's what it was. Can't imagine. Jay Bruce got a pretty good eye. He swung one over his head.
And that one will fall in front of Aaron Altair, so Bruce is a base runner here with 2 outs.
And the hitting streak stays alive.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what I really liked about that? Obviously, it was a great throw by Cameron, but I like the tag by Andres Blanco. It wasn't a passive tag, and sometimes I actually got into not altercations, but I'd have discussions, to put it politely, with my middle infielders if I didn't think they were putting down a tag aggressive enough. You know, Andres gets down and he slaps it down there with authority. That's one thing that Chase Utley always did.
I was just going to say, took the word right out of my mouth. You'd have to love Chase Utley if he was your second. He puts his knee down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do whatever he could to make sure that advantage was for the fielder in that scenario. Nice job by Blanco and by Cam Rupp. So 2 outs, top of the 4th. That one is fouled back by Lucas Duda. So 0-2 to Duda. He was a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Let's see if Jared Eichhoff can do it again. Eichhoff has his sign. Here's the pitch. Dirt. Rupp keeps that in front of him. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Duda. Bruce leads off first.
Bruce is probably thinking, why couldn't he have stolen that base? That would have been my 100th RBI.
You're right. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Eichhoff with the breaking ball gets Lucas Duda for the 2nd time. His 5th strikeout on the afternoon. And we are headed to the bottom of the 4th. And the Phils have a 1-0 lead. In Philadelphia, Phil's looking for their 71st win of the season. Make some changes for the Mets as Juan Lagares will stay in and play center. In right field is De Aza, and at shortstop Matt Reynolds for the Mets. So Jay Bruce's day is done as De Aza takes over in right field for him. So he'll finish the season with 99 RBIs. Cameron Rupp is the batter for the Phils. Fouls that first pitch off. It's 0-1 to Rupp. He lined out in the 2nd inning. Swings through that, so it's 0-2 to Cameron Rupp.
You know, it's funny. I remember how many games like this I played in over the years where I had something I really wanted to do in the game. Rupp puts a rocket to the shortstop. Be it, you know, a batting average that I'd want to get to, or an RBI, or something. You know, I don't know what I needed. And you know how much, how much that was important to me after the game was over. What I forgot about. Nobody remembers what you hit. You know, unless maybe it's 100 RBI.
Right.
You know, you think of Jay Bruce has got a lot on the line today, the 100th RBI. But or 30 home runs or something like that. But a batting average, whew.
Yeah, they don't mean, they don't, I guess unless you've got the batting crown on the line, that would mean something.
Well, I think Ryan, just for the sake of, well, I shouldn't say that. I got a 196 year under my belt.
Yeah, Ryan came into the game batting 199, and yeah, we talked about if he does get a base hit, it will most likely jump above 200. I would think. So that one is off the end of the bat. 5-3 goes to Pudette. Well, this RAV 4th inning is being brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com to find your RAV4 today. Toyota, let's go places. Let's go Phillies. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th. You see, right in front of Harry DeCays, out there in left field here at Citizens Bank Park. I don't know what the number is in attendance today, but certainly a nice crowd as we finish up the 2016 season.
You know, back to Ryan Howard's batting average. Can you imagine how many hits are taken away from him with that shift?
No, I really can't. I mean, this season, dozens and dozens, certainly, and over his career, it's probably close to 75, maybe 100.
I'd say hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds.
Yes.
You think plural? Yeah.
It's got to be at least 30 to 40 a year, I would say. If you play traditional defense, where you traditionally stand. Yeah, I'd say a minimum 30.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch outside for a ball. It is 3-2 to Aaron Altair. There is Jared Eichhoff in the on-deck circle. Ground ball foul just past the third base bag. Souvenir for that youngster. So we'll do it again with the count 3-2. Inside for a ball, so he walked him. Well, when you look at the numbers for Ryan Howard and where he ranks Phillies all times, of course, home runs we talked about. Only the guy to my right has more home runs than Ryan Howard. RBIs as well. Extra base hits, and he's had a bunch this season, especially in the second half of the season. He ranks 3rd and right on through. Grand slams, we've seen a couple of them this year. 15 grand slams in his career. That's first in franchise history.
Yeah, getting 60 RBIs on 15 swings.
That's the way to do it. That's efficiency.
Grand slams.
Eichhoff turns on that one, and that one is hit in the air in left field. And Conforto will glide over and make the catch. So fly out to end this inning by the pitcher for the Phils. And we are through 4 here in Philadelphia. The Phils still with a 1-0 lead. Remember that in 2007 as the Phils complete a sweep against the New York Mets in a series they just had to have. Shane Victorino on Ryan Howard. Crazy to think that he's the last of the core from our amazing years in Philly, but so many great times that we shared. It's only fitting to me that he is the last one standing as we jumped on his back and he carried us when we needed him during our great years in Philly. I remember him saying to us, "Jump on my back, boys. I got you folks right now." And boy, did he sure do that. Glad to call him my brother, my friend, and more importantly, Ohana for life. That was Shane Victorino on Ryan Howard. And yeah, that 2007 season, and it all culminated with the Phils chasing down the Mets and getting into the postseason.
That was very nice what Shane said right there. Very nice.
There you see Crystal and Damian Howard, his son, who was part of the ceremony today, as they presented a plaque to Ryan Howard. Check swing by Kelly Johnson. Over for a strike, so it's 0-1. They presented a plaque that they're going to put out in right field, where his 58th home run landed back in his MVP season of 2006. His 58th home run. There's Darian holding
that's
that.
probably the one. Well, it's probably the one that I took out to him. Oh no, that's
yeah, that's different.
Put that out there.
Yeah.
I took the same one out. That thing must have weighed 25 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
That one is hit in the air, giving chase is Odubel Herrera, and that one is off the wall and bounces over the wall. So that'll be a ground rule double for Kelly Johnson. Odubel Herrera and Jimmy Paredes both had long ways to go to get that.
They did have, especially Odubel. Now, how could that ball hit the wall and then bounce over the fence?
Yeah, that was some silly spin going on that baseball somehow, but it
Here
does
we go.
indeed. Here, take a look.
See.
As Herrera and Paredes, Paredes had the best shot
I
at
see.
it.
Paredes had the chance to catch it. Just kind of missed it, and she bounced over.
So they call it a double, and Kelly Johnson is aboard at second. But just to finish up the thought on Ryan Howard, so that that medallion, that metal medallion, is going to be permanently placed in that row where the baseball landed, and it was a great moment as they presented not only to Ryan Howard but with his son here as well for that moment.
You know, those are neat things. So we should do those kind of things more often. Is that the only one, only memorial, memorable moment plaque we have in the stadium?
I believe so.
Okay.
At the Vet, they had Willie Stargell on right field.
At the Vet, there were several bullseyes on seats. Greg Lazinski's, upper deck shots and all that, and Willie Stargell, you mentioned. I think there was one out the runway in the right field upper deck or something. Where he hit a ball, a sign. That's neat stuff. It's like golf when you're playing a hole and you see, oh, that's where he hit that 4-iron from. You go to Marion.
Yeah,
it
Marion
says,
on 18. Ben Hogan. Yeah,
that's right. No. Justin Rose. Well, I thought they had a Justin Rose 4-iron there, didn't they?
I'm just thinking of the Ben Hogan.
Well, it's the same hole.
Yeah. As called third strike to Michael Conforto. Well, speaking of that special seat, let's head out to right field because Leslie Goodell is there now. And the medallion's not there yet, Leslie, but it'll be there soon.
It's not. They have the spot marked. It's right here in section 145, row 7. Just down there by seat 9. You've got some kids in that section right now, young baseball fans who can appreciate this moment for sure. I did speak with Darian Howard, Ryan's son, and he said that's the first time he's seen his father cry during that pregame ceremony. And he said it meant a lot to him that the fans who have watched him go through some very hard times in his career still be here to support him the way that they have. And then you've also got his wife, Crystal, who is pregnant with their second child, and she said as soon as he hugged her, that was when he got emotional. And it was it's something she said she's been guilty of all week, just like everyone else. Asking him, how are you feeling today? How is everything? And he's had the same response with her that he's had with all of us. He hadn't been thinking about it, but clearly today was a big day for him because he didn't know about this plaque out here. So special moment for Darian to be able to be here for his dad for that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then, when he hugged Crystal in the pregame ceremony, that's when you saw him getting emotional. That was the ceremony before the game. And there's the hug that we're talking about. You can see at this point he starts to get emotional. He said he wasn't sure how he would be. But
think about it. He did a very good job of keeping it bottled up all week, and he figured at some point it had to come to a head.
Darian doesn't look anything like Ryan. He's his twin. But that one is lofted down the line and foul. So with 2 outs.
Well, this is going on. Eichhoff's been making some great pitches, getting around this leadoff television. Not all the way around it yet, but
he's getting there. The count is 0-2 to Kevin Plawecki. The runner over at third now is Kelly Johnson. James Loney has moved into the on-deck circle for the Mets. So Gabriel Enoa's day is over. Loney. See if Eichhoff can get completely around that double. One is fouled at the plate, so it remains 0-2 now to Plawecki.
I see James Loney in the on-deck circle. Would he be considered the first baseman into the postseason, or Duda?
You know, it's a good question.
I would say Duda.
I would say Duda as well. As he continues to get healthy.
You might see a late inning substitution with Loney because of his defensive work.
Oh, it's upstairs for a ball. The 1-2 pitch is just off the corner, so 2-2 now to Plawecki. Well, the San Francisco Giants are playing for something today, and well, they're taking it to the Los Angeles Dodgers right now. 5-0 in that game. That is Vin Scully's final game, by the way, but the Giants looking for a postseason berth. If they win, they're in. Swing and a miss, and he got it. So another strikeout for Jerad Eichhoff. And that is, hey, do you remember number 58 in 2006? Take a look.
3-1 to Ryan Howard. Well hit to the opposite field. Out of here. 3-run home run. Ryan Howard. Number 58 for the big man.
Let's think back to when Ryan Howard was in the Phillies system. He played 515 games, a batting average over 300, 112 RBIs for him, extra base hits as well, and 5th round pick, as we all remember, back in 2001. Played throughout the entire system, did Ryan Howard. Certainly opened some eyes, and but it wasn't really until he came back in 2005 and came up midway through the season when Jim Thome got hurt. Played in 88 games that season and won the Rookie of the Year. Then everybody started to realize what a special player Ryan Howard was and remained throughout his career. So good stuff. Citizens Bank. The next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a Citizen. Bottom of the 5th, Cesar Hernandez. First pitch, he attempted to lay down a bunt, and it went foul. So that one sails outside. 1-1. Now to Cesar Hernandez. He singled, then grounded out in his first at bat, but attempt 1-1 pitch is inside for a ball. It's 2-1.
Cesar has really come a long way. I've always loved his swing, but I think he's got a much more confident plate presence now. He stands in there. There's not a lot of fidgeting. I think he really feels like he belongs, you know, in that leadoff spot now. I think he could potentially be a 100-run scored guy, a 300 hitter.
He swings through that one, and he's a strikeout victim.
Doesn't it always happen when you're singing their praises, doesn't it? But he's had a great year.
Well, you know it is back in this game. They never got to his spot in the lineup, so he'll come back out to finish up here in the 5th inning. Gets the first out, Cesar Hernandez, and that will bring up Jimmy Paredes, who's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Fouls the first pitch back. So 1-1 to Jimmy Paredes. Ball into the shift on the right side, and that's out number 2. Well, HP's new series of color laser jet printers delivered unmatched quality, and their Jet Intelligent toner cartridges print up to 1/3 more pages. Get yours from Who Bought WB Mason today and experience the difference. Nobody beats WB on HP. There's a look from the outfield, center field, looking in here at Citizens Bank Park, and well, that will be the end of the afternoon after getting 2 outs here in the 5th. Gabriel Enoa's day is done. Terry Collins wants to see someone else out there on the hill.
I think this is a very opportune time to bring in a reliever, Murph.
Yes, it is. Well, he has control, Ben, and we have a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. So we'll give you the details when we come back. Phil still lead at 1-0. Are on sale. Full and partial ticket plans are available. Guaranteed locations. You get special benefits only for season ticket holders. Deposits are now being accepted for new season tickets. You can call 215-463-5000 or visit Phillies.com for more information. Well, the pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park brings Blevins in, the left-hander. Blevins in for the Mets.
Well, this had to really excite Odubel Herrera for this pitching change.
Yes. And he's first pitch swinging, gets the left-hander. There you see Terry Blevins' numbers 4 and 2, bringing his 73rd game this year, an ERA under 3.
Well, their game isn't until Wednesday, as you mentioned,
Correct.
Ben. So I guess they're using this game as sort of a rehearsal game, letting guys come out of the bullpen. He's going to face he's a specialized lefty against left-handed pitching or hitters. walked Odubel the other night when he faced him.
Yeah, you know, you can't fault Terry Collins for wanting to keep his guys sharp. That's what this is all about. He's got another couple games to win if they're going to get to where they'd like to be. So see Herrera's numbers on the year. How about this? Odubel Herrera is the first Philly to have at least 15 home runs and 25 infield hits since 2006. That's when Chase Utley did it. He had 32 homers that year and 25 infield hits to Chase Utley that year. A little power and some speed to go along with it. Can accomplish something like that. The count is 1-2 to Odubel Herrera with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Lines that one, but right at the second baseman, Kelly Johnson, and so that is the 3rd out of the inning. So the Phils go down relatively quietly here in the 5th. We're headed to the 6th. They lead by 1.
Philly of the week is potentially putting the finishing touches on his Phillies career. The 2005 NL Rookie of the Year quickly became the 2006 National League MVP. Ryan currently sits 2nd on the team's home run list, 3rd in RBIs, and is among the top 10 in slugging, games, at-bats, total bases, doubles, and walks. Ryan Howard was the ultimate big piece in the middle of the 2008 World Championship lineup. He brought excitement to Philadelphia for 13 seasons, and he brought class. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless.
And, well, the last day of the year, so of course the Fanatic, he goes streaking. Why not? That's it never gets old. Someone here, it's Fan Appreciation Day, as we talked about, guys, and one of the fans here randomly just won the shirt off the Fanatic's back. And that is why the Fanatic is sans shirt out there on the field.
Ashburn Alley is mobbed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool atmosphere today. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen a lot of great things, a lot of emotional things tied to that guy, Ryan Howard, and I don't think that's quite over yet, but that remains to be seen.
We went to break a couple innings ago on his 58th home run in 2006. I always try to tell people when I have discussions about hitting or whatever, power and striking out and this and that, to try and put it into context what 58 home runs is. Say you have a 58 double season. You hit 58 doubles in a season. It's unheard of, right? To hit 58 home runs is, I cannot even fathom it.
And as we talked about in the open mic,
I can't.
Yeah, maybe better than anybody else, certainly in our franchise's history, you can kind of put that in perspective in some way, right? I mean,
I can't imagine hitting 58 home runs. Are you kidding?
The most you ever hit was 48, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you think after you hit 48?
I just told you about it, I think. actually,
wow.
Actually, that was 47. We were just talking about a home run in Montreal at the end of the 1980 season to win the division. What did I think? Well, we had a lot of work to do after that because we ended up in the postseason and in the World Series. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I think it was the most for a third baseman.
But when you got done, you're thinking, did I just really hit 48 home runs?
Yeah,
in one
that's
season.
That's what I would imagine I would be thinking. I'm sure you had those thoughts, did you not, Mike?
I think I was thinking, how the heck could I strike out 150 times?
You never did give yourself a break, did you, Mike? It's a remarkable accomplishment, and then yeah, you think we all watched Ryan Howard do it, he crept so close to that the magical 60 number that was being bannered about. So
I think one thing that maybe I shouldn't even go there with this, but that was in an era that there was a lot of suspect about PEDs in the game, and one thing I would say we can bank on and know for sure that Ryan Howard never involved in any of that. He played the game clean. He played the game natural. When a lot of people around the league weren't.
Right. Yeah. All you have to do is look at Ryan Howard today to know that that's God-given. That size and the strength that he has, and if anything, he made it look easy. He made launching baseballs into the outfields all over Major League Baseball. Made it look easy.
I mean, through that streak, if he barreled it, there's a very, very good chance that it was going to leave the yard. Very good chance.
1-2 pitch to Lagares. It's a bit upstairs for a ball. It's 2-2. I was looking at his numbers today. Came up in 05. He played 88 games. He had 22 home runs that season. That was his Rookie of the Year season. 58 the next year. Then how about 47, 48, 45, 31, and 33 over the next, 5-6 seasons? And then he had his couple of down years in 2012 and 13 as Barrett Eickhoff gets the strikeout there. But then 23, 23, and 25 this year. So it's been remarkable. I mean, he had a teammate, obviously, that we celebrated a little bit earlier this season, Chase Utley. This comment just released by Chase Utley. Ryan, on countless occasions, put us on his back and carried us to the finish line. He was such an important part of our success, and I hope Philadelphia recognizes that. That coming from Chase Utley as he plays out there in San Francisco this afternoon. Matt Reynolds fouls that one straight back.
It's nice, Chase, to say that. Back to Ryan in the 58. And the 47, 47, whatever the other numbers were. Just curious from a inside baseball standpoint, why do you suppose the numbers? I mean, that's a fair ball over the third base bag.
It's going to go all the way to the corner. Jimmy Paredes picks it up, and no further damage done as he cruises in with a double. Does Matt Reynolds. So he is a 2-out base runner over there at second base, as you mentioned, Mike, just inside the bag.
That's right.
There.
They may want to look at that. Cameron Ruff's looking in the dugout, wondering if they want to. I don't even know if they can look at that, but
they can. That's reviewable because it passed the third base bag. Take a look.
Wow, that had to barely get a piece of that bag.
Piece of the bag. I mean, at that point, third base umpire Will Little, it's almost a judgment call whether or not that's in the air over the bag or not. He said it was, so that actually would not be reviewable since it hit in front of the third base bag, and you see Will Little. So safe at second is Matt Reynolds, and that'll bring up Alejandro De Aza, his first plate appearance.
So I was saying, I wonder what the reason is that the numbers went down like they did, and I'm not. This is not saying anything against Ryan, but do you think the league and the pitching and the general sense we're not going to let Ryan Howard beat us? They got wise to something.
That one sneaks back up the middle by De Aza. So here comes Ronald rounding third. He is going to score with no throw from Odubel Herrera, and that ties up the ball game. It is 1-1 right now.
Wow. Well, the call on the double down the line was big. With 2 outs, too.
So De Aza has a RBI, a 2-out RBI, and it's 1-1 here at Citizens Bank Park with 2 outs. Take another look. Straight back up the middle. Clean base hit. So that'll bring up Lucas Duda. Ben, Your thoughts on Mike's question? Why the numbers started to
I mean, they're still
down?
gigantic numbers, don't get me wrong.
From
but
58 to 47 and 47 down to 31 at one point. But yeah, so that's the question.
I think obviously age has something to do with it. I think without a doubt the issues that he had with his legs had a lot to do with it. But overall, I think the pitching, the quality of pitching has gone up dramatically. I think the pitchers nowadays are excellent.
Foul ball, just foul.
And the game has become so specialized as well. And you have a starter that goes in, you know, pitches 6 innings and gives up 3 or 4 runs. It's like, you know, he's going to Cooperstown. You know, and you have the bullpen is so specialized. You have a 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy, 9th inning guy, all throwing 95 to 100 with outstanding off-speed pitches. You have specialized lefties that come into ball games. Literally, like Blevins last inning, the only thing he has to do, that's why he's just appeared in his 74th ball game. The only thing he has to do is come in and get one lefty out. And maybe that lefty was a Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Count is 1-1 now to Duda, and fouls that one out of play, so 1-2. Yeah, I think that's a very solid point. And Mike, you also said, you know, I think teams also started to say, well, there's always that one player. We're not going to let Ryan Howard beat us. Someone else is going to have to beat us. And for a while, the Phillies had guys in the lineup that could. Yeah. You think about Jason Worth and Shane Victorino and guys like that who are hitting a bit lower in the lineup. As that one is grounded to the left side where Franco is playing. And across for the final out. So many reasons why, perhaps, but the end result is still 382 career home runs, and he's going to get another chance here at Citizens Bank Park when we come back. To your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. By Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Bottom of the 6th. Phils and the Mets all tied up at 1. 5 hits for the Phillies, 4 for the Mets. Here you see the guys who will lead off the bottom of the 6th. Maikel Franco and then Ryan Howard. In between innings here at Citizens Bank Park, they've been playing some videos of some of the best moments in Ryan's career here for Philadelphia, and also obviously showing a lot of the signs that fans have brought to the ballpark to honor Ryan. Josh Smoker will be the new pitcher for the Mets. 20th game for Smoker. Franco's 2 for 2 in this game as the bullpen starts to warm up for the Phillies as well. It's Colton Murray starting to get loose. First pitch to Franco is swung on and fouled out of play. 0-1 to Maikel Franco. Singled in the 2nd and the 3rd. Has the RBI in this game for the Phillies.
Maikel said, I got my 2 singles. I'm gonna see if I can hit number 26 right here.
was a healthy hack for sure. Time is called.
You think if the pitcher wound up and didn't throw it, he'd swing?
1-1 pitch, and that one is poked into right field, and that'll fall for a base hit. So, no home run, number 26, but 3 for 3 on the afternoon is Maikel Franco. And once again, here at Citizens Bank Park, on their feet as Ryan Howard comes to the plate. Digs in, and Darian helping out his pop with with something. And the first pitch to Howard is over for a strike. So on the outside corner, 0-1 to Ryan Howard.
You think out of courtesy, Smoker should throw him all fastballs? Huh?
I'm all right with that.
I don't think his ERA is.
It's right back at Smoker, and this could be 2. The play over there to second, and then over to first, and that is a double play. So Ryan Howard grounds out. 1-6-3 double play. Still a smile on the face for Ryan Howard, but that'll be 2 outs here in the 6th inning. So we'll see if indeed that was Ryan's last at bat.
I'd be saying, can I do that over?
Yeah. You know, I have a feeling Pete Buchanan would like to get him up to the plate one more time. So we'll see.
Well, I'm sure he's going to ask him.
Yeah.
You want another AB?
I'm sure he will as well.
Then on the other hand, surely be nice to see a little removal from the game in front of the crowd.
Yeah. I think that's what they're hoping to do as Plawecki takes that one off the mask. Cameron Rupp, well, he knows how that feels. So
couple of catchers standing there going, why did we sign? Why do we want to be a catcher?
Hey,
man?
brother, hit it the other way.
Well, that one came back so hard he broke the mask of Kevin Plawecki. So, well, it gives us a chance, guys, to take a look at our Jeep Stump the Fans trivia question, the final one of the year. The question was, what 2 Phillies share the record for most home runs hit at home in one season? And well, it's certainly some guys. Okay, so Chuck Klein, you're saying, as one of the 2? Chuck Klein is correct.
It is.
Yeah.
Well done, Michael.
But there's another guy.
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard is correct. Wow. Mike Schmidt, it's a walk-off.
Going out with a bang.
A walk-off on the Jeep Stump the Fans for Michael Jack. And yeah, 29 home runs in 1932 at home for Chuck Klein. Ryan Howard had 29 back in 2006.
That was legit, too.
Yeah, it was. I know it was. You.
I didn't do the Ben. I didn't. Well, Ben's been accused of cheating a little bit over the years.
Accused?
I think he's been convicted.
I've been convicted.
Well, the answer is Chuck Klein and Ryan Howard. Nice job. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And yeah, you hit 25 at home one season, Mike. I think it was 1980 that it was 25 home runs at home for you. But
that Chuck Klein was something, wasn't
yeah.
it? I know it's Ryan Howard's day.
Chuck Klein, he's in the
Chuck
conversation.
He could pull.
That's the truth. So the count is 1-2 to Cameron Rupp, and 2 outs. Andres Blanco waits on deck. Got ourselves a tie ball game here in Philadelphia. Check swing in the dirt. So 2-2 to Cameron Rupp.
It's a good take. This guy Smoker, he's got a nice hook.
Mm-hmm. He's got a mid-90s fastball as well. Former first-round pick with the Nationals.
Smoker looks in and gets his sign. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got it. So a strikeout victim is Cameron Rupp. That is the 3rd out of the inning here in the 6th. So we're going to head to the 7th. All tied up at 1.
drone.
Well, time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. Not a whole lot of offense to speak of, just one run apiece for both teams. Maikel Franco has the RBI. He's 3 for 3 on the afternoon. He has the RBI for the Phillies. Jared Eichhoff, well, his afternoon is done. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and that is the end of a very, very solid season for Jared Eichhoff. See, Gabriel Ynoa for the Mets went 4 2/3. So Colton Murray is the new pitcher for the Phils. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 6.16 coming into his 24th game this season. Taking a look at the foul ball from Rupp to Plawecki. Ouch.
Ooh, look how far that ball goes into the mask. It almost went through the face mask. And then you take a look at the bar right there. Look how it's done. It should go straight across. It doesn't. It's bent.
Oh.
And that's titanium. That's a titanium mask that Nike came out with a few years ago. Very light. But I've never seen bars bend like that.
That is crazy. Thankfully, it didn't go all the way through and hit Plawecki in the face.
Wow.
Doing its job, albeit bent to the limit. So Kelly Johnson is the batter, and he's facing Colton Murray, and that one is a bit outside for a ball, so it's 2-0. Guys, for the season, Jared Eichhoff finishes with 197 1/3 innings, 11 wins, and an ERA of 3.65. You know, the wins and losses don't really tell the whole story, because he was a guy that got almost no run support for a good part of this season. But I think Jared Eichhoff deserves the tip of the cap. What a season he's had.
Excellent season. The strides he made with the slider, the strides he made with the changeup. I think fastball location was a lot better. We all know about the great hook, and that was for a pitch that call it a field pitch. I call it a field pitch. It was good pretty much every start.
They had a good feel for it indeed. 2-2 now, the count to Johnson.
You can post 30 plus starts in today's game. You're a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's quite an accomplishment nowadays, and under 4 ERA too.
And that one is a line shot, and that is going to be a base hit. Odubel Herrera there to cut it off. Thinking to is Johnson, but he puts on the brakes. The throw comes in. So that's a leadoff base runner here in the 7th for Kelly Johnson.
Good play by Odubel. He got to that ball and got his hands on it. Johnson made a nice round at first base right there. Thinking 2 all the way. And then Odubel held him to 1.
So that'll bring up Michael Conforto, who's 0 for 2. He's struck out twice so far in this game, so he's probably happy that Eichhoff's afternoon is over. Johnson will lead off first. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Conforto is line foul.
Wow, that's line hard foul.
Into the sweets. Look out.
We loved this guy, didn't we? Conforto.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up in the minor leagues this year. Good looking hitter.
It's that one in the air, and that's going to find the seats as well. So it's 0-2 to Conforto with Campbell waiting on deck. Well, Baltimore and New York, top of the 7th. All games starting at 3:05 Eastern time today in Major League Baseball. So everyone about the same spot. And the Orioles, well, they're trying to get in as well. Matt Wieters with a 2-run home run. He has 4 RBIs on the afternoon. They've got their eyes on one of those wild card spots to the Orioles. The Tigers need some help. They need to get in. It's swing and a miss. And so Michael Conforto's struggles continue as Colton Murray gets the first strikeout. Baltimore would clinch the wild card with a win or a Detroit loss today in Atlanta, or Monday at home versus Cleveland if necessary. They would have to play that game tomorrow. But if Baltimore can just win today, they'll be in. Same situation for the Blue Jays. Win and you're in. You don't have to worry about anything else. So Eric Campbell is the batter. And first pitch to Campbell's outside for a ball.
So it's safe to say if you can post, I want to say upper 80s in wins, you got postseason opportunity.
Well, you're certainly in the mix. And, you know, the Phils are looking for win number 71 on the season, so they still have some work to do to get back into the conversation for sure. But, you know, it's not as far away, at least being into the mix in September and late September. If you can get above 500, above 500 puts you in the conversation.
That's why the old adage, oh, we'll get them tomorrow, sometimes just isn't good enough, because you think about the games that could have gone your way, whether that game's in April, May, June, July, August, or September. It could be the difference in you getting to the postseason or not.
Yep, you're right about that.
And it's easy to do because of the length of the schedule. It's very easy to do.
Yeah, a game in, you know, mid-May, you know, maybe after a long extra inning game the night before, followed by a day game. It's you guys certainly know better than I am, but I would imagine it's kind of easy sometimes to say, well, you know, we'll play today, but you know, we'll really worry about the next day because you know, it doesn't set up right for us today. But yeah, comes right down to it. You might need that one. 2-0 pitch. The runner is off, but he'll head back because that one is fouled.
You know, on that subject, from my perspective, it's really hard to put your finger on what the difference is. Obviously, it's experience. I mean, one of the reasons is it's experience. But I think, of course, experience leads to what I'm about to say. I think leadership has a ton to do with that. And it's a couple of guys on your team, like we used to have Chase Utley when they had their big run back in the 08 year. It's guys having guys on your team that understand the urgency of winning today's ball game, and nothing matters other than today's ball game. And then you go the next day and do the same thing, but you got guys in the clubhouse that are pumping guys up before the game, talking about baseball, getting to the ballpark early, saying good things to the guys around them about, you know, what they're going to do on the field today. And I think that hopefully some of these guys on this team right now will grow into leadership roles.
As that one is lined to right field, and Aaron Altair gets a nice jump on that, makes the catch.
I think Freddie Galvis has made a step in that direction.
I agree.
I think Franco needs to take on a more serious nature on a daily basis. He's got to bring it, you know, bring it every day. Bring that I want to be the best player in the league attitude every day.
Yeah, Pete McCannon was talking about Maikel Franco before the game today, and he said, he told him, he said, look, you had a good year. You look at your numbers, they're good. They're real good. They're solid. But you are so much better than the season that you had. And Maikel Franco, to his credit, said, I know I am. I need to be better, and I can be. You know, it will be the things that he takes into 2017. Much like we saw Freddie Galvis take that step forward in the field this year, where he said, I'm a better player than I was a year ago in defensively, and I need to be that player. He certainly was this year. You hope that Franco can do that offensively. As the runner is off and running, Kelly Johnson, stolen bases. Cameron Rupp couldn't get the handle on that baseball.
And Maikel Franco has not hit a home run yet today, and I say yet because he's going to get another at bat. But what's wrong with the day he's had today? 3 singles, diving play at third base. 3 lousy singles, right? Well, the swings today are better, using the whole field. He does have it in him. I agree with you. He's got it in him. You know, I think that's just whether or not he wants to use the right side of the field is going to be entirely up to him.
1-1 pitch to Plawecki is a little bit high and inside for a ball, so it's 2-1 now to Plawecki with 2 outs.
When I was Maikel's age, I had Dick Allen, where I could look over there and say, that's Dick Allen playing first base. Right. Are you kidding me? I imitated him. I wanted to be like him as a hitter when I was in college. And Dave Cash was at second base. I watched Dave Cash play in the World Series, you know, when I was in college. These guys are on my team, and
they knew how to play the game, and they talked to me about it all the time. They said good things to me, how good they thought I could be, but Michael really doesn't have that kind of guy.
Line shot. Odubel Herrera on the run and just out of the reach. That one's going to go back up to the wall. So a run will score from second, and cruising in to second is Kevin Plawecki with a double. Herrera just off the edge of his glove. The ball was hit hard, and Herrera just couldn't get to the spot.
I don't mean that in deference to anybody in particular, especially as Ryan Howard does. Kind of, he's a quiet leader in his own way. And here's a replay on that double. It's smoked just out of the reach of Odubel in center field. Wow, ball was hit well.
So that'll bring up Ty Kelly, hitting in the 9th spot for the Mets, who now have a 2-1 lead. Runner leads off second. First pitch to Kelly is.
And finish that thought, but I'm talking about, like, Dave Cash was very boisterous, very verbal in the locker room, as was Pete Rose, and you know, they do everything is every day talk to you about how well you hit a particular guy or what you need to do today, and always challenging you to be better. You know, you're the leader on the team. You know, it's always good stuff, and leaders like that, you know, aren't real prevalent in the game today. You know, Ben would speak to it better than I, but
no, they are prevalent, but not nearly on the stage they were in years past. And that's who's going to be that guy that passes the torch. I'm not that far removed, but when I came up, I'd like to know that I knew my place, but I had guys on the team: Trevor Hoffman, Ken Caminiti, Andy Ashby. These guys taught you, and you knew what was expected of you. You realized the situation you were in and your obligation to your ball club and your teammates. You knew what was expected of you.
That one is hit in the air to left field. Going back on it is Jimmy Paredes. He's at the track, at the wall, and he makes the catch. So Ty Kelly gives it a ride, but all it is the 3rd out of the inning. But the Mets are able to take the lead. They head to the bottom of the 7th. Mets up 2-1. Back, the Orange and Black battle their Metropolitan Division rivals, the New York Rangers. It's Flyers and Rangers preseason hockey tomorrow night at 7, right here on CSN. There's the great Harry Callis. The fans, there's a Flyers jersey in the back as she gets ready. And the Mets are up 2-1 here on the bottom of the 7th. Well, if you just joined us before the game, well, you might have missed some of these pictures.
as a Philadelphia Phillies
Going
artist,
through the ceremony
Sean
from
Kane.
before today's game. Gets a hug from Phillies chairman David Montgomery. Thank you for the memories. That is the message today, as his general partner John Middleton there as well. He took out the lineup card, did Ryan Howard, and a picture with the umpiring staff, Terry Collins. And it really was a special ceremony. Lasted about 15 minutes before the game. Ryan spoke to the crowd as well. You heard Marshall Harris talk about during the break. If you missed any of it, here on CSN, they'll bring it all back for you during the post-game show, and I'm sure on several other occasions as the entire ceremony will run in Phillies post-game live, the entire ceremony. So if you did miss it, do yourself a favor and stay tuned for Phillies post-game live, as they will show it all to you. And I know the three of us, I speak for the three of us up here in the booth. Well, Mike, you were down on the field, but man, we got the chills up here in the booth watching some of the moments. All in recognition of what has been a remarkable career for Ryan Howard in a Phillies uniform. How about 36,935 folks here today to celebrate the 2016 season, the end of the season, and also obviously to celebrate Ryan Howard. So Eric Goodell is the new pitcher for the New York Mets as we get underway here in the bottom of the 7th. Andres Blanco is the first to face him.
I say Tyler Goodell should get a bat.
If he only could.
Third hitter this inning. Oh,
he's well banged up. He had the concussion.
Oh, okay.
So he is here. Obviously he's in the dugout, but I'm not sure he's available. Lined in the crowd. So Goodell is the new pitcher, and Ty Kelly stayed in the game to play second base for the Mets, so that's a change defensively for them. Count is 0-2 to Andres Blanco. Upstairs 1-2.
I still think you're going to see a couple more pitchers coming out of that bullpen.
Then I would not bet against you. Outside, 2-2.
Story I always tell, we were in AAA, and Murph, I'm sure I've told you this one. We were playing Sacramento, the A's AAA team, and we had a doubleheader. You know, of course, the minor leagues, doubleheaders are always 7 games. We get done the first game, we go and eat our peanut butter and jelly, whatever. My buddy says,
Base hit back up the middle for Andres Blanco. He's a 1-out base runner.
He came up to me and says, "Hey, bro, who's starting their second game?" I said, "I think they got Johnny Holstaff going." And he looks at me and he goes, "Is he a righty or lefty?"
Johnny Holstaff.
I said, "That means they're throwing everybody." He goes, "Oh."
Care to share who that teammate was?
I will not. I will not.
I think you told me. As Aaron Altair steps to the plate. Nobody out. Phil's trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. They'll look to even it up versus the Mets. They have the leadoff base runner. Blanco takes his lead off. Aaron Altair squares the bunt. That one squeaks by Plawecki. The throw down to get Blanco hits him. So it'll be a stolen base for Andres Blanco. Unfortunately, the ball hit him and stayed right by second base, so Blanco wasn't able to advance anymore, but he moves himself into scoring position. May have actually hit the umpire, second base umpire, Ted Barrett, who was part of the playing field. Take another look. Ball gets away, and then the throw, boink.
There's another one you don't see very often.
You don't.
Oh, wow. That's great base running by Andres for sure.
Yeah.
A good jump on the ball in the dirt. Probably wouldn't a good throw, wouldn't have got him, I don't think. I didn't see the umpire rub that or anything yet. He's just part of the field.
Part of the field. Not going to rub it till later. No stolen base for Andres Blanco, as they call that a pass ball. And, so Blanco moves down to second on the pass ball. Aaron Altair has the count 2-0 now.
Here's the kind of things that help you win those extra 17 games that you need to win next year, and that's advancing this runner to third.
That one's over for a strike, so 2-1 to Altair.
2-0 breaking ball.
2-1 pitch. Outside and low for a ball. 3-1 to Altair.
So as a hitter right now, I mean, you're it's going to throw me. You got to be looking breakable. 3-1. Not me.
Not me.
I'm going right center with a line drive. And, you know, ground ball right at the second baseman. Not pulling the ball.
And there it is. Over for a strike. 3-2.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm not a proponent of swinging at 3-1 curveballs, even if they're kind of hanging on the inside corner. It's hard to steer those over to the right side.
Well, here's the 3-2 pitch. That one is in the dirt, so he walks it. Aaron Altair will head down to first, and the Phillies have their first 2 runners aboard here in the 7th. Let's check in with Leslie Goodell.
Thanks, Murph. Time for our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. A couple big names in the game hanging it up after the end of this season. For Mark Teixeira, that means today is his final day on the field for the Yankees. A 36-year-old retiring after the game today. He's a 3-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove winner. The team gave him a framed jersey, and his teammates gave him an autographed base for him to take home with him. What David Ortiz got in Boston, though, is not something he can take home. Got a couple of things, actually. Carl Yastrzemski and Jim Rice both came out to inform Big Papi that they would be retiring his number next season in a ceremony at Fenway Park. And Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker said that they will name the bridge that goes over Mass Pike and Brookline Avenue after him. It will be Big Papi Bridge. So neither of those things get to go home with them, but some pretty big awards for Big Papi today in Boston.
Wow, that is cool. The number of retirement certainly deserved, and the bridge, man, oh man, that's neat. It's Cody Ashley, who is the pinch hitter right now, swings through that pitch. It's 0-2. Nobody out, runners on first and second.
Can he now say, I've got a bridge I can sell you?
I guess he probably can.
He can do no wrong in Beantown.
No, he cannot. He cannot. The 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball, 1-2. Guys, a little surprised that Cody's not bunting here?
After the walk, I'm surprised he's even hitting. I think maybe he'd bring up a Roman Quinn to come up and lay down a bunt.
Yeah, Roman's still battling that oblique, so that might be the reason why he's not in.
I know, but just to at least bunt.
Yeah, lay it down, yeah. And that one is hit on the ground, foul. So we'll do it again, 1-2 to Cody Ashley.
Kind of wish that ball would have stayed fair. Hate to say it or not.
Yeah, well, yeah, would have advanced the runners, sure. You see Adam Morgan and Michael Marriott warming up. Sorry, Mike.
No, it's all right. I don't know how they look at it from a coaching, managing standpoint in this game. I mean, you send Cody up there, you got a runner in scoring position, tying runner in score position. For me, your best chance of winning the game would be to move the 2 guys up. Worst case, you tie the game.
That one's a little bit low, so 2-2 now to Ashley. Well, Buchanan showing some faith in Cody Ashley. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but it is the last game of the year, and then possibly Cody's last at bat of the year. Maybe letting him have.
And he hits that one to the right side. It'll get the job done. It's bobbled by Duda, and the throw goes wide. And that's going to score a run because Milwaukee's going to have to go field that ball. The throw goes down to third. And things happening all over the place. As the run scores, Andres Blanco comes across. Aaron Altair moves up to third. And Cody Ashley down there at first. It's going to be an error on the first baseman, Duda. And then the throw goes wide as well. So that allows the run to score, and well, that's why.
A lot happened here. First of all, Cody makes a nice contact with 2 strikes, pulls it to that side, which would advance the base runners anyway. Duda makes a strange kind of flip, and the pitcher can't handle it. And Blanco says, I'm going to take home, and nobody's there.
And
Bad news Bears.
That's right. The Phillies still have runners at the corners now with nobody out, so a chance to go ahead in this ball game as the top of the order comes across. 2 errors on that play over there at first base, which allows the run to score. So runners on the corners, and Cesar Hernandez steps in. He's got a base hit today, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back.
I was thinking you might see that safety squeeze, which Pete McCann and the Phillies have used very successfully this year. The problem is Cesar's been swinging the bat very well. You look at the batting average at 293. Might want to go ahead and let him swing it here.
Runners lead off the corners. That pitch is over for a strike, so it's 0-2 to Cesar Hernandez. 2-2 our score now here in the 7th. Foul back, so it remains 0-2 to Cesar Hernandez. There is number 6 in the dugout. A couple batters away. Joely Rodriguez has now joined Michael Marriott in the Phil's bullpen. The 0-2 pitch. Line drive. That is a base hit, and that's going to be cut off, but a run will score. Moving up to third is Cody Ashe, so a solid base hit to right field by Cesar Hernandez, and the Phils take a 3-2 lead.
Well done, Cesar. It's the exact reason I was talking about. You have a man that's very hot. Go ahead and let him swing it. What an approach he has had. I mean, there's just nothing forced. There's nothing forced with this swing right now. He's seeing pitches. He's seeing an awful lot of pitches. He's getting on base, and he's hitting balls hard from both sides of the plate.
Well, Alejandro Diazo did a nice job cutting that ball off in the gap. So runners are on the corners again for the Phils. Still nobody out. We have a pitching change. The Phils have taken a 3-2 lead. Runners on the corners, a pitching change. Josh Edgin will be the new pitcher for the New York Mets, coming into his 16th game for New York. 1-0, 5.79 ERA. But the Phils have already scored 2 in this inning and looking for some more. And of course, it is the final day of the season, and we have been over the last couple of weeks and thanking our crew. And how about our associate producer, John DeSangro? That picture from back in 1974. John does, well, he does just about everything in getting us ready for the ball games. He is in lockstep with our producer, Jeff Halleckman, as they get us prepared for each and every game, 162 games a year, on the road, at home. John DeSangro is, well, he's an all-star for our crew. I'm not sure if he was an all-star back in '74, guys, but I can tell you right now, he is an all-star for us each and every day. So, John, thank you for everything that you do. and the great work, and just one of the nicest guys you'll ever get to be around as well. So thank you, John DeSangro.
He's probably waiting on our keys to the game back then as well.
Any minute, those guys will email me their keys to the game. Yeah.
We always write them down on our scorecards.
Sure
We just sometimes we forget to get them to sing.
All right, Jimmy Paredes is the batter. The runners on the corners. The 0-1 pitch, and he hits that one. Line drive to center field. Going back is Lagares, going back at the track and reaches out and makes the catch. Nice catch by Lagares, but Cody Ashley will tag and score. And that is another run for the Phils. Sacrifice fly. Jimmy Paredes gave it a ride. And it's 4-2 Phillies now here with 1 out in the 7th.
He did 398 feet. The right center, nice catch. Lagares can go get him.
Yeah, he sure can.
Wow.
Why, he's a Gold Glover.
I'd just like to have him on your bench. That guy on your bench with a Gold Glove.
Yeah, he has been real good as the Phillies bullpen watches that one fall into the glove of Lagares out there. But hey, Cody Ashley scores. Another run on the board for the Phils. They've scored 3 in this inning, still 1 out. And Odubel Herrera, Phillies center fielder.
Jimmy Paredes with a nice RBI.
Yeah.
Double would have been better.
Fellas, what we need here is one more man on base to get down to Ryan Howard and his last at bat.
Leslie, I know we've talked so much about Ryan Howard, but while still playing the game, and Juan Samuel, well, he's always coaching those guys down there in the dugout, is he not?
Yeah, they were all talking earlier before the game about Ryan, but Juan Samuel walked through and high-fived everybody and said, okay, boys, it's okay to win this one today, trying to keep the focus on the game, and they haven't taken their foot off the gas. You got to give these guys credit. Ryan said it. Everyone's been saying the same thing. They have tried from start to finish this year.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, obviously, you know, if they win today, 71 wins, that's not what the Phillies organization is looking for. There is lots of room for improvement, but I do think you can say virtually every single game this year, maybe remove 1 or 2, that these guys came out and played hard. And hard hit ground ball to Duda over to second for 1 and back to first, double play. 3-6-3 is the double play as Herrera ends the inning. But they have played hard, and well, they pushed 3 across in that inning. They have a 4-2 lead. Ball is brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. By Jefferson. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at chevydealer.com. 4-2 is the score here in the top of the 8th inning. And it's time for our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
There it is right here. Maikel Franco ranging to his left, getting up, firing the ball across the diamond to get Campbell at first base. It's a good play, always knowing where he is on the field. Getting up, knowing exactly where to throw it. big piece at first base. That is your Hyundai Defensive Play of the Game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Speaking of defense, some changes for the Phils defensively. Aaron Altera will move from right to left field. Peter Borges is in the game now, and he is in right field. And the new pitcher for the Phillies is Michael Marriott, who is 1-0. And he has an ERA of 5.91. He's got a couple of saves this year as well, late in the season for the Phillies. So he'll be the one to come in and face this Mets lineup here in the top of the 8th inning. We just saw Joely Rodriguez is out there in the bullpen, probably warm at this point. As Juan Lagares leads it off for the Mets. He's 0 for 1. Did have that terrific play out there in center field that past half inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside for a ball. It's 2-0 from Michael Marriott. Hit in the air, but that one's going to find the seat, so it's 2-1 now to Juan Lagares. Well, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. It did happen a couple of times today for Jared Eichhoff, 3 times to be exact. First 3 innings of this game. As Lagares swings through that one, it's 2-2 now to Lagares. It'll be Lagares, Reynolds, and Diaza. 1-2-3 for the Mets. 2-2 pitch. Side. Foul back, so the count remains full, 3-2 to Juan Lagares. And that one sails outside, so he walks it. So Lagares is a base runner here to lead it off here in the top of the 8th. Hey, don't forget, you want to be a millionaire? Well, it's your chance. Play the lottery, the Pennsylvania lottery. Tuesdays and Fridays, you got the Mega Millions. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, Powerball up to $80 million. Got to play to win, right? Know what they say? Good luck. Runner on first. And the first pitch to Matt Reynolds is outside for a ball, 1-0. So Michael Marriott looking for his control early on here in the top of the 8th.
Just missing. Wow, those 2 pitches. With the right umpire back there, they're both strikes. I like that 3-2. Slider he threw to the leadoff hitter with a 2-run lead in the 8th inning. Got to make that guy hit the ball.
That one's over for a strike, so it's 2-1 now to Reynolds. There is Alejandro Diaza waiting his turn for the Mets. 2-1 pitch. Misses again, 3-1 now.
Does not have a good feel for that fastball. Another count I think he could have challenged with a fastball there and go with the slider.
That one is hit in the air to right field. Peter Borges, who just checked into the game, makes the catch, and that is the first out of the inning. Well, Tuesday at 7, don't miss Joel Embiid's first game action as the Sixers tip off the NBA preseason against those Boston Celtics. Sixers and Celtics preseason basketball. It's Tuesday night at 7 here on CSN. And with that, Pete Buchanan has decided, well, we go to the bullpen. Pitching change here in Philadelphia. Michael Marriott's afternoon is over. Joely Rodriguez, well, his is just beginning as the Phillies hold on to a 2-run lead. You remember what Ryan Howard did that night? Well, how about just 2 home runs, 1 to left, 1 to right, 5 RBIs in that game. And we know, we know the end result, obviously. And here's Jamie Moyer on Ryan Howard. What a great opportunity to play with Ryan in the prime of his career. He was a big part of the Phillies' success in our winning years. He also solidified the middle of our batting order with a big left-handed bat. I want to wish Ryan nothing but success in where his journey takes him next year. That from Jamie Moyer, teammate of Ryan Howard's, of course, on that World Series championship team back in 2008. Joely Rodriguez is the new pitcher and step into game number 12. First pitch is hit on the ground, and well, this could be 2. Over to second and over the first, double play. So just like that, Joely Rodriguez gets the job done, and the top of the 8th is history. Well, I don't need to tell you, coming up in the bottom of the 8th, well, we're going to see Ryan Howard. I will tell you, batting second with a 2-run lead. And 6 hits for the Mets as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Hey, cool moments ago here at the ballpark. A chance to win a Toyota. 5 randomly selected folks involved in a contest. They got 5 keys for a Toyota Corolla. And the winner, a picture in the bottom of her bag of a brand new car. That's a brand new car. She wins the Toyota Corolla. Jessica is her name, and she's driving home in a new car today, guys. That's a good way to finish up Fan Appreciation Day for her, I would think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, isn't it? Thanks to Toyota and the folks. Oh, look, she's excited. Why not? Well, there he is, Ryan Howard. He will be second batter in the inning as we head to the bottom of the 8th here in Philadelphia on the final game of the season, 2016. Jim Henderson is the new pitcher for the Mets. There you see his record and his numbers, and he will face Maikel Franco, who is having a pretty good day, gentlemen. 3 for 3. 3 singles for Maikel Franco. Got his average up to 253. First pitch, Franco has popped up and out of play.
You know, you have a lot of at-bats when you get 3 knocks on the last day and your batting average goes from 250 to 253. You're 3 for 3.
One at a time.
Yeah,
right?
but it doesn't go down.
No, it doesn't.
It could have been 247 when it was all said and done, but it's 253.
Tell you what, he's getting his hacks in today.
Outside for a ball. It's 1-1. There's a quiet hush here at Citizens Bank Park. I think everyone anticipating the moment that we're going to see in just a few seconds here. As Franco continues 1-1. Pops that one up. This one straight up. Milwaukee off with the mask, back by the net, and that is going to find the first row of the seats in the Diamond Club, and the 3rd row. Souvenir for that gentleman. So 1-2 now to Maikel Franco. So Franco steps back in. Count is 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Out straight back. So we'll do it again. 95-mile-per-hour fastball from Henderson. What do you think's going through his head right now?
Lions?
Yeah.
I want to get a hit. Yeah. Get up over 200. How many times he stood on that on-deck circle?
That's hard hit at the shortstop and into center field off the glove of Reynolds.
Why not?
Yeah.
Give him a hit.
Hard again. Yeah, give him a hit. Why not? Let's see what they do. Well, here comes Ryan Howard here in the bottom of the 8th. Hear the emotion in the ballpark. You can see the emotion on Ryan's family's face as everybody here is on their feet. First pitch to Howard. Swung on and popped in the air. That's going to stay in the infield. Underneath is Reynolds, and he'll make the catch for the out. So that is the first out of the inning. But one more time. Heads into the dugout. And these fans will probably ask him to come on out one more time, I would think. And there you have it. A curtain call for Ryan Howard. He's not happy about the at-bat, guys. It'll go down as a pop-up to the shortstop, P6 in your scorebooks, but I think at this moment most people are probably remembering all the many at-bats that did not end in pop-ups to the shortstop as they think back to the career that Ryan Howard had. He obviously wanted to do something special there, but it doesn't always work that way.
I got a beautiful 2008 World Series ring in my office in a case. I'm going to look at it, I think of Ryan Howard.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? You and all the guys on that team and the people in the front office here worked for the Phillies in 2008. And the fans, well, I was one of them at the time. Still am a fan, but not working for the organization. I have those memories of 2008, and it was awesome. Ben, I know you share that. Neither of us were here at the time.
Incredible.
Cameron Rupp is the batter. 1-1 pitch is hit in the air to left field. Going back on it. Making the catch for the second out. It's Conforto, and that is the second out of the inning. As the crowd was on their feet and cheering for Ryan Howard after the pop-up to shortstop, a very classy moment by Kevin Plawecki, who went out to the mound to have a conversation with Jim Henderson to allow a little bit more time to pass for the crowd here at Citizens Bank Park to give Ryan Howard the ovation that he certainly has earned over the years. Nice job by the New York Mets. 2 outs. Andres Blanco steps in. That one's inside for a ball. 1-0.
Andres Blanco having a nice day today. Got a couple of knocks.
Getting the start for Freddie Galvis today. He's just one of those guys you can always count on, Andres Blanco. And he swings and turns on that one, and it's going to be foul.
Andres doesn't get cheated up there either.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get as many chances as everybody else. He's not going to let them go.
He's not a proponent of that smooth swing. I mean, it's a level swing, and it's a good swing, and he's a 300 hitter. But, man, he goes after it.
Yeah. I should tell you guys that Franco, originally his ball hit to the shortstop was ruled an error. They have changed that. It's now a base hit. Speaking of base hits, one for Andres Blanco, and that one might find the right field corner. Franco rounds second. He'll go into third. Here comes the throw into second. Blanco slides in. He is safe. So runners at second and third now here in the 8th. Nice job by Andres Blanco. So originally scored an error for Franco, now changed to a base hit. So he is 4 for 4. The last game of the year. Nice way to head into the offseason. And it's our final chance to say thank you to a member of our crew, and it is it's Jimmy Solomé, who is just one of the hardest workers in that truck and all around the ballpark. That was just back in 1992 for Jimmy. He's a runner and our utility guy, and when we say utility, that's exactly what Jimmy does. He does it a little bit of everything for us here at CSN, so we say thank you to Jimmy. It was always a big help to me as I'm all over the ballpark on most days, and anything I need, Jimmy's always right there. So thank you, Jimmy, and thank you to each and every man and woman on our crew for a terrific 2016. 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, and I want to take this quick moment to say thank you to our producer Jeff Halleckman, who we did not get to see on a baseball card because he's not going to thank himself, but he is the one that puts that all together. And Jeff is the heart and soul of the Phillies broadcast as the producer of Phillies baseball. And you talk about a guy who never takes a day off. No. I mean, he is the constant when we talk about the 162 games being played. As that one goes off the glove, and Henderson can't get it, so Franco comes around to score. Altair is safe at first.
Aaron Altair with a single on an RBI.
We'll see how they score that, but yeah, I'd give him a hit. It was a hard hit right back at the mound.
Well, you can't give a pitcher an error on something like this, right? Boom. Although it technically would be, but a play that should have been made. But I've never seen him. Give a pitcher an error.
I think that's a base hit. I would agree with you. We'll give that RBI to Jeff Halleckman too, since we were talking about him. Nice job, Jeff. Thank you to Jeff Halleckman for all the hard work that he does.
I would echo those sentiments as a part-time worker here. Jeff makes it fun. I mean, fun and easy, and I never dreamed he was such a knowledgeable baseball. And with
as Freddie Galvis steps in and pops that one straight up. It's in foul territory, but under it is Lucas Duda, and he makes the final out. So we are going to head to the 9th inning. I still think there might be a special moment or two here at Citizens Bank Park as we head to the 9th. Phillies 5, Mets 2. New York as we head to the top of the 9th. And just a reminder, Phillies post-game live coming up after this game. Marshall Harris and Ricky Vitalico back there in the studio. And we want to tell you that the full pre-game ceremony, the tribute to Ryan Howard, will be aired during the post-game show here on CSN. So if you didn't get a chance to see it earlier, you're going to get your chance to see it in full on the post-game show, and also get Ricky and Marshall's thoughts on the season that was 2016. So Hector Neris will be the man who is asked to get the final 3 outs here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phils try to hold on to this 3-run lead and win their 71st game of the season. And there you go. Ryan Howard checked in, and now
ultimate tribute right here. This is the ultimate tribute in baseball. You don't hardly ever see a player taken out in the middle of an inning. Very classy, very classy.
Is now playing first base, batting 5th.
Getting some hugs out on the field from his teammates. The Mets, they understand the significance of the moment as well. A lot of handshakes and hugs as you see Darian Howard and Crystal Howard. Everybody wants to be a little part of this moment, and why not? Getting a chance to play with Ryan Howard, work with Ryan Howard, the training staff, and of course the coaching staff as well. Juan Samuel, Steve Henderson.
There's a relationship right there. Although Charlie Manuel's not here and had a big effect on Ryan's career as a hitter, but Steve Henderson and Ryan Howard spend a lot of time together. A lot of time. People never know what really goes on behind the scenes.
That is the truth. So a bittersweet moment for his family, obviously. So that if that is the last time we see Ryan Howard in a Phillies uniform, well, Philadelphia, way to go. He did it right, and the organization did it right. Ryan Howard has certainly done it right for so many years, and that is just a lot of fun to be a part of. Lucas Duda is the batter. He is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. He takes that Hector Neris pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-1. One pitch, fouled straight back. 1-2 to Duda. Couple of strikeouts and a ground out today for Lucas Duda. How about Hector Neris, guys? 102 strikeouts. It's the second most strikeouts by a Phillies reliever all time. Let's go back to Dick Selma, 153 as a reliever back in 1970. Neris has had a special season. One hopper to Franco.
Just amazing. You have this giant shift on. It's happened a couple times today. And the ball's hit. I mean, yeah, it wasn't hit hard, but you think you have one single solitary position player on that side of the diamond. He hits it right at him.
Yep, second time today.
It's just, it blows my mind. The advanced scouting and hitting charts and everything else.
Well, that is the first out here in the top of the ninth. Cameron Rupp.
So are you saying you used to be able to guide him where you wanted?
No, but just that you see just one guy. I mean, the left side of the infield was barren, except for Michael in one spot.
Neris delivers that 94-mile-per-hour fastball. It's 1-0 now to Brandon Nimmo, the pinch hitter for the Mets. And that one is fouled straight back. During the ovation, we didn't mention that Tommy Joseph, of course, has checked into this ball game. He's over there at first base.
So when he came out there to Ryan, I suppose he said, "Yeah, I'm in for you, kid."
You know what? He may have.
You're out here,
Tommy.
kid.
Yeah. Let me finish this one out, big fella. You know, the relationship between Tommy Joseph and Ryan Howard, it's been well documented. It is fantastic, and they do have that kind of relationship.
I know, you're right. They showed him pregame. Remember, you mentioned it pregame there when they're in the dugout, kind of having a laugh.
They do. They genuinely have, you know, the kind of relationship that Tommy could come out there and say, all right, come on, buddy, move over. Because they've become very close over the second half of the season. That one is a base hit in the left field for Nimmo. So
that's what you meant. That's how you're supposed to do it.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Well, guys, how about time for our W.B. Mason delivery of the game?
I'll handle it. Cesar Hernandez goes right down and gets that two-strike fastball. Gets it to left center or right center, excuse me. Great at-bat to finish up on for Cesar, and had a great year. That's your W.B. Mason delivery of the game. It put us ahead by 1 run.
That's right. Phil's added on after that. They lead it 5-2 with 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Runner on first. First pitch is a little bit high for a ball. It's 1-0.
But by the way, guys, while we got a minute here, I want to say what a pleasure it's been working with you all year. Matt Stairs as well.
Yeah, Stairs.
My boy Matt.
And let's not forget Tom McCarthy, who's not here. You know, but obviously, you know, we miss Tom on these weekends as he's off calling the NFL. But you know, it's been a great season for him and for you guys, Mike and Ben, and with Matt as well. Leslie joins us from time to time.
Feeling is mutual, believe me.
Yeah. That is a line drive, and that is going to fall in for a hit as well. Runners will move up 1. So first and second now with 1 out. Well, Maikel Franco had a big day today offensively. RBI, run scored, 4 for 4. He is our Chevrolet player of the game. Well deserved in a good way, really good way to go into the offseason. For Maikel Franco, he's all smiles. Why not?
4 hits will do that.
Yeah, I guess so. So the batter is Eric Campbell. He's 0 for 3. 2 groundouts and a line out. Ground out right here would, well, that would be fitting. Pitch sails inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Phils don't want to make this any more interesting than it already is. It's a couple of fans who must have traveled down the turnpike or making their presence felt right now. As Eric Campbell swings through that. 1-1 now to Campbell. Strike 2. 1-2 now to Eric Campbell.
Well, I wonder if Hector Neris is going to throw some pitches in winter ball this year, or if he's just going to rest that arm.
I think a lot of these guys will be playing over the winter. 1-2 pitch, line drive, left field. Aaron Altair is there, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So hit it hard, did Eric Campbell, but right at Aaron Altair, that's 2 outs. And the Phils try to get one final out here in the 2016 season. So that'll bring up Kevin Plawecki. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Hector Neris from the stretch. That is inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Oh. Oh, you mean stretching?
Just stretching here in the booth. 1-0 pitch. Out straight back. It's 1-1. Ryan Howard will join his teammates. Middle of that scrum in the dugout. It's game number 162. Draws to a close, and that one is fouled out of play. So now 1-2 to Kevin Plawecki. And once again, this time for the entire team, fans here in Philadelphia are on their feet. Runners lead off first and second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. Do it again. Count will stay 1-2. Be a fitting way to end it with a strikeout, wouldn't it? The way Hector Neris has pitched this year. One of the real bright spots for the Phillies.
He has been excellent.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it is popped up and out of play. So Plawecki doing his job, giving Hector Neris a battle. We'll do it again at 1-2. Fans get loud again. The 1-2 pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. So 2-2 now. Oh, the fans wanted that one.
Well, that's good umpiring right there. Hate to say it, but you'd hate to see the season end on, on a questionable check swing.
Yeah. So Neris gets the sign from Cameron Rupp. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, left side. Steps on the bag, does Michael Franco, and that will do it. Phils win it 5-2. Win number 71 on the season. They beat the Mets 5-2 on this afternoon, and the 2016 season, well, it is in the books. 71 wins for the Phils, and maybe the final time we see that guy, Ryan Howard, in a Phillies uniform. And now here at Citizens Bank Park, they're up on Fanavision, a tribute to Ryan Howard.
It's been our passion, Crystal and my passion, to give back to our community, especially when it relates to education and baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National League Most Valuable Player, Ryan Howard.
I just want to thank my parents, my family, all my close friends, definitely the fans of Philadelphia. Without them, you know, it really would be tough. They've shown me a lot of love since I've been here, and I appreciate that. I just want to thank the Philadelphia Phillies organization for, you know, giving me the opportunity and being able to stand here before you guys and just go out there and play. Believe in your dreams and make them your priority.
For Ryan's leadership in the community, he has been selected to receive the highest community honor in the Phillies organization.
And what a moment it has been for you today. You kept your emotions in check all week long. And everybody's been pulling at you right and left to get you to talk about what this final weekend was going to be like. Your emotions got you today. At what point did you have a hard time containing yourself?
I think once I came out of the clubhouse, out into the field, and just kind of sat there, tried to enjoy my last cup of coffee and get prepared for the game, and just you know, seeing everybody out on the field, it just kind of hit me then.
You have had so many great moments here. Can you reflect on just a few of them?
Oh man, there's too many. I know they put them up there on the board. I don't know. I mean, I was really just trying to take in everything today, take in the fans, my family, my friends, everybody here, the game, and really try to stay in the moment. I mean, obviously, you know, winning a World Series, bringing a championship to the city, that's got to be up there. So, I mean, you know, coming in and, you know, winning Rookie of the Year and MVP, all those were great. But today is definitely going to be a day that I'll remember, and Philadelphia is always going to be home.
58 home runs in a season is quite a milestone. Have you been able to reflect on that year since then? Because it's something we're always trying to get to that number after that.
The 58. Yeah, I mean, that was a fun year, I ain't gonna lie. I remember there was like a stretch, there was like 3 or 4 games or something like that. I remember telling Jimmy, I was like, man, dude, I'm upset. It's like I ain't hit a homer in like 3 days. So he just looked at me and laughed, and I think I went out that night and hit one, so I said, all right, everything's good again.
What's it been like playing in front of these fans here in Philadelphia?
Oh man, it's been something special. It's like I said earlier, you know, I owe a lot to the organization, I owe a lot to the fans, every night I went out there, I just tried to do my best and tried to give it my all out there on the field. And the fans have shown nothing but love, a lot of support. You know, I greatly appreciate it.
So what's next for Ryan Howard?
What's next? I'm gonna go home, relax, enjoy this off season. What's up, man?
Your son said he'd never seen you cry before today.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. You know, welcome another beautiful young daughter to this world. Philly born, of course.
Darian, what's this been like for you today?
It's been pretty emotional. I think I can say that I've pretty much kind of grown up here too through the years that he's played here, and yeah.
It's pretty awesome to have your son out here with you.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
All right, Ryan Howard, thank you for all the memories.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Well, he walks off the field arm in arm with his son Darian, gives John Middleton a hug, and some of his teammates, all of his teammates who stayed out there in the dugout. I think Leslie said it best when she finished up. Thanks for the memories. That's what we're all kind of saying. And well, he'll take some souvenirs as well. He's got a base and some baseballs, and it just was an awesome afternoon. You know, nice that the Phillies won, but almost feels secondary to getting a chance to finally, you know, say goodbye to one of the guys, one of them who brought a world championship here in 2008. The last remaining player from that team is Ryan Howard, and the Philly faithful able to give him the send-off that they all really deserve.
Well, you're right. Class is the word that comes to mind when I think about what I saw out here today. I was a little bit a part of it. Class first, the Philadelphia fans. They were unbelievable today. They came out. We had a nice crowd. It was Fan Appreciation Day, but more so it was Ryan Howard Appreciation Day. And they cheered. There was about 6 or 7 standing ovations for Ryan Howard. Second, in terms of class, would be the Phillies organization, how they handled it. They did some special things for Ryan. You know, under the cloak of Ryan Howard's career possibly not being over, but assuming it might be over with the Philadelphia Phillies. So they always handle things like this with class, and I guess Ryan would be the last mention in terms of class. How well he spoke today, how well he got along with his teammates, how he handled the whole thing, and he has been that way, you know, now for several years. Yeah. I mean, he's had some issues with his success on the field as a slugger. He still has been a slugger, but he's handled all of that with tremendous class as well. So that's my take, and I was happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Mike. Both of them have handled everything with class, and you would expect nothing different from Ryan Howard and or the Phillies organization. They've handled all their success with class, and there's nothing really else you can say about both, and Ryan Howard, what he's meant to this organization, the city, and it's nice to see him be recognized for his accomplishments.
Yeah, and the accomplishments, well, they are many indeed. As you take a look at his all-time ranks with the Phillies organization, the home runs, the RBIs, the games played, the grand slams, the extra base hits, in just about every offensive category. Ryan Howard has done yeoman's work over the years, and if it is indeed his final game in a Phillies uniform, well, the send-off was certainly appropriate. We enjoyed being a part of it. Phillies win it. We'll be back to put a wrap on this right after this.